seven C's are very important to us in terms of communication. The seven C's can help you improving your communication skills and less misunderstanding. We can easily understand your grammar properly, loud and clear.
Completeness. Completeness means the communication must be complete. It should convey all facts required by the audience. The sender of the message must take into consideration the receiver's mindset and convey the message accordingly. A complete communication has following features. So here's the thing when creating a message. It's important to give the recipients all the information they need to follow your line of reasonings and to reach the same conclusion you have. These levels of detail will be different in different situations and you should adjust your communication accordingly. In addition, you should make things as easy as possible for the recipient.
Conciseness. Conciseness does not mean keeping the message short, but making it direct or straight to the point. Insignificant or redundant information should be eliminated from the communication that will be sent to the recipient. It means conciseness is the quality of being short and clear, and expressing what needs to be said without unnecessary words. Conciseness is important in communication because it can confuse readers by making it harder for them to quickly identify the main point of what you're trying to communicate. Concise writing instead helps grab and hold your reader's attention. It's also likely to be more memorable and make a lasting impact on your reader. In writing concisely, we should eliminate unnecessary phrases and redundancies. We will use clear and straightforward language. Write in active voice, shorten wordy phrases. Avoid starting sentences with there is, there are, or it is. Eliminate extra nouns and eliminate fillers words such as that, of, or up. Conciseness can be achieved by avoiding unnecessary phrases such as cliches, qualifiers, redundancy, and stack phrases. We should use action verbs instead of state of being verbs and eliminating extra words that don't add meaning to the sentence.
Consideration. The definition of consideration is careful, true or attention or compassionate regard for someone or something. An example of consideration is someone deciding between two options for dinner. An example of consideration is someone bringing a friend dinner who just had baby. Definition of consideration. 1. Continuous and careful, true. After long consideration, he agreed to the request. 2. A matter weighed or taken into account when formulating an opinion or plan. Economic consideration forced her to leave college, taking into account in consideration of the enormous difficulties involved. 3. Truthful and sympathetic regard. His consideration of the needs of others. 4. An opinion obtained by the inducement to a contract or another legal transaction, specifically an act or forbearance or the promise thereof done or given by one party in return for the act or promise of another, in consideration of, as a payment or recompense, a small fee in consideration of many kind service.
Concreteness. Concreteness is effective communication happen when the message is concrete and supported by facts figures, and real-life example and situation. In this case, the receiver is more connected to the message conveyed. Concreteness is an aspect of communication that means being specific, definite, and rather vivid and general. Understanding of words create problems for both parties, senders and receiver. Notative words such as dictionary-based or direct, rather than connotative words such as ideas, often suggested by or associated with the word. For example, when you talk to your clients, always use facts and figures instead of generic and irrelevant information. Concreteness creates reinforcement confidence. Concrete information helps to strengthen the reputation of the organization. Concrete information cannot be misinterpreted. For example, for categories deletion, I am going, and the response will be, going where? It will be, I should learn this list, and will respond as, what reason you should do this?
I will explain how courtesy works into conversation. Courtesy. The speaker shows courtesy in communication by respecting the culture, values, and beliefs of his or her receivers. Being courteous at all times creates a positive impact on the audience. Courtesy is showing kindness and respect to other people's beliefs. Like for example, when you are engaged on a circle of conversation where the beliefs of each person is contrary to the other, you could show and explain your belief, but remember not to argue with others' beliefs. It will create a ambience to your listeners. Courtesy means not only aware of others' perspective but feelings. And courtesy stems from a sincere you attitude. Shows respect and concern for others.
According to the module, clearness in communication implies the use of simple and specific words to express an idea. It is also achieved when the speaker focuses only on a single objective in his or her speech so as not to confuse the audience. So that means if you were a sender, you must use a simple and specific word rather than trying to say too many things because it creates confusion. You need to use clear and precise terms. Clearness in communication implies the use of simple and specific words to express an ideas. It is also achieved when the speaker focuses only on a single objective in his or her speech so as not to confuse the audience. So that means if you were a sender, you must use a simple and specific word rather than trying to say too many things because it creates confusion. You need to use clear and precise terms.
Correctness. Correctness in communication means eliminating negative impact of your message towards your audience. It means that your message is error-free and it is conveyed with accuracy. Correctness in communication can be delivered or expressed in two ways. First is in written or in nonverbal way. Correctness in written communication is observed at your grammar, spelling, and proper use of punctuation. Correctness in spoken or verbal communication is observed at your usage of appropriate or right language. Now, what do I mean by that? Depending on who you talk to, the way of your communicating verbally changes. It can be formal or informal communication. Although it is hard to reach perfection, being aware of the mistake that we might make during communication is also a way of correcting the incoherence of our sentence construction.